Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on Wits and Brains. This is episode 14. Hopefully, you've had a week of being a shark, and now we're going to talk about how ignorance is bliss. So, Miss Catherine,
That's
how is
right.
ignorance bliss for you?
Well, first of all, let's just accept in business, we don't know everything. And
Amen.
let's say not even just that, we don't know what is happening next. Okay, we can strategize, we can plan. I am a person that loves paper. I love to write notes. I can do all that. And then guess what? I turn the corner and boom, something crazy is happening that I did not expect. And
Welcome
I'm just
being a
I'm just
business
gonna
owner.
right. I'm just gonna say ignorance. I have been ignorant. I know a lot of other people in this world have been ignorant. And I'm gonna say bliss because I think people get so comfy,
And
never. Oh my gosh, so stuck. And if you accept that you're going to have some ignorant times in your life, I think you move forward a little easier because it's like
absolutely.
perfection's not really even out there. So
Not
I
at
don't
all.
know. Hey, Casey, have you ever been ignorant?
Boy, have I. So I've always adopted do it scared, or in other words, just do it, if
Right.
you don't know everything. Um, yeah. So many times I just did it. And it's funny because I recall a conversation with a client, and she was asking about, I think it was something with her website. And I was like, yeah, that's no problem. Like, we can help. And she's like, I'm getting the sense that you're just going to dive into this and figure it out along the way. And I'm like, absolutely, because I have never done this before.
Yes.
But, when I first started in marketing 11 years ago, I jumped in being
Yeah.
ignorant. I had no idea. First of all, I had no idea what I was doing. Second of all, I had no idea that it was going to lead me to owning a marketing agency. So just do it when you don't know things. Say yes, keep going, one foot in front of the other,
Yeah.
and it'll be blissful.
Be blissful about it. I mean, take that ignorance all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Because, okay, first of all, if you're listening to Wits and Brains right now and you are sitting back and you are comfortable, then we are ordering you to get out of that position
Right now.
right now. If there is something in your business that you are so comfortable with, there's something wrong because your competitors are hoping and praying that you are comfortable.
Absolutely. Don't stay
Right.
stagnant.
Yeah.
Comfort. If I forget exactly how it's said, but I went to a personal development course, and I think it was like, if you're not growing, you're decaying.
Ooh, I love that word. I
Yeah.
love that word. Yeah.
So true. Like, think of a tree. Like, a tree is constantly within, it's growing. And if it's not, the decay process starts. And you have to think of yourself in business the same way. And you can't think that you know everything, or you can't stay in one spot until you know everything, because that's never going to happen. And then you're just going to decay and you won't have a business, and you'll be working for someone else. And who wants to do that?
Yeah. You know what? That should be our word for today. Like
Decay.
don't decay. Ignorance is bliss. Do it scared, uh do it where you don't know all the parts, because I'm here to tell you, if you're an entrepreneur, you won't know all the parts.
Mm-mm.
Things happen, threats happen, opportunities happen, all kinds of things happen in the entrepreneurial world that you have no ideas coming up. I promise you by the end of this week, something will happen in your business you did not expect. That's doing
100%.
it. Ignorance is bliss. Thank you that you're ignorant, because sometimes also when you don't know the levels of what can happen, sometimes it makes you just walk in.
Yeah.
So just walk in. Be
Yeah.
ignorant.
If we knew, we'd run.
Run. You're going to trip. You're going to break some nails, and you're going to get back up, and you're going to brush yourself off, and you're going to say, you know what, Casey and Catherine, they said ignorance is bliss. I'm going to trust them. Even though I don't know every step, I'm going to move forward. And that's what you do in business. That's what you do. And if you don't, goodbye. I'm saying goodbye to you right now, because you probably won't be in business.
Tell them how you really feel, Catherine.
Let's not hold back. Let's rip the guts out. You will not stay in business if you don't move forward. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes ignorant.
It's a matter of time. I mean, you can't stay in the same place, especially no matter what industry you're in. Things are always changing, especially with how rapid technology is changing these days. And, you have to keep going.
You have to keep going. Like when I started, I don't even know if I knew how to turn on the laptop. I mean, when you talk about technology, I feel like every month I'm saying to somebody, what the heck? I just figured out how to
today you were like, what is going on?
Today I'm like, why can't you hear me, Casey? And then it's like, oh, it's me. I did it. And then I said, remember this for next time when we do this, because I'm going to do this again and I'll eventually learn. Yeah. So, you know what I would suggest for people to do if they don't want to live their whole life ignorant? I would say review your business plan. And that is something a lot of people will write and then they hide it and they never look at it again. Sometimes reviewing your business plan, well, not sometimes. I tell my clients every 3 to 6 months, and they're like, what? And I said, because 6 months from now, you're a different business owner.
Yeah.
Or you're a different business.
Yeah.
When I started, my plan was not to do executive coaching.
Oh.
It was not my plan. I went to school, and everything in my head was telling me to work with whole organizations, which is one of my favorite things. I love working with a workforce. I love a leader and workers. I love that because you can see things happening. But that's what my whole business plan was. And then I kept having people ask me, hey, could you be my coach? Hey, could you? And I said no to money. I said no. How? Talk about ignorant. Okay. People were asking me, and I'm like, no, that's not what I do. Well, now I do that a lot. And that transferred into creating trainings. So, go ignorant. I should have just said yes and tried it right off from the beginning, because nobody's going to ask you to do something if they don't feel you could do it.
Yeah, that's very true.
So look at that business plan, and then you're going to read it. Really, a business plan, everybody makes it too formal than what it should be. A business plan is for you. You're reading it. You're probably the only person reading it. So unless you have a partner.
I think so many people get intimidated by the business plan. You said about it being formal. If you want to take it in bite-sized pieces, in my personal opinion, the SWOT analysis is probably like one of the most important things, because it looks at all sides.
Yeah.
And it really makes you hone in on, where am I ignorant? Is that a weakness, or can I utilize it as a strength? And just be honest with yourself.
Yeah. I literally talked about SWOT yesterday with a client and devised, like, I don't know, 30 something questions for them to go a little deeper. And they're like, well, I have a weakness here and had no idea I had a weakness here. Or, hey, I had this opportunity, just like the story I just added. I had an opportunity to do executive coaching and kept saying no to it. Why am I saying no to something that, honestly, the moment I said yes to that thing was the moment my company doubled. Wow. Like literally the numbers doubled because who knows why I was so stupid. But that's what we're talking about. Go into something, don't know every little detail. It's okay. I push for people to know things. I want you to go through your business smart. I'm sure in your marketing you have some sort of a template that you like to follow or whatever. But go in a little bit just guts.
Yeah.
Go in with guts.
Yeah. I just sat down with a potential client the other day, and they were like, so you say you write the content for our website and you would write all the other stuff, but how do you know that information? And I said, well, we have a process, to gather the information and everything. And they were really skeptical at first. And, I said, I'm not scared to sit here and say that I'm the expert in marketing. You're the expert in what you do. And I also know the questions to ask to be able to do my job, but I don't know everything, so I will ask the questions that I need to ask. And it's interesting because I think it was yesterday or Monday, got an email from them, and they actually said, we're so impressed that we cannot move forward with you because we think we will grow so fast that we can't handle it. And I'm like,
wow. Apologize for doing my job so well.
Yeah. But it's funny because so many people look at ignorance as a bad thing. And I was very transparent with them. Like, I don't know about financial advising. Like, I don't know wealth management and all that stuff. Like, I don't, and it's okay, but I was willing to move forward. And because they saw that confidence and that I viewed ignorance as bliss in a way, like, and I told them, I said, it can be a really good thing for you because it's kind of like the difference between hiring someone right out of, school who doesn't know anything and you can mold them, or hiring someone who's been in the position forever. And then you have to kind of like course correct a little bit because they have all these habits and things. Same thing. I'm like, you can mold us to put whatever you want out there, obviously we're going to make sure it's ethical and things of that nature, but ignorance is definitely bliss on many levels.
Yeah. I love that you added that, because if I look at my career, so I work a lot with manufacturing plants, and a lot of those workers, like, hundreds of them that I work with are engineers. I am not an engineer, but I work very well with them. And what it is, I listen, and they will say, how are you going to do A, B, and C? And I will say, I do it by listening to you. I'm an idiot when it comes to engineering, but I listen to what your issues are, and we go forward that way. So I don't have to be an engineer to be able to help an engineer.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I think I do better when I don't know what the career is. I think I do better because that makes me talk about thinking outside the box. Try to throw me in a group of guys and gals that build airplanes. I don't know what any of these parts is. I have no idea what acronyms mean. Like, all they do is talk in acronyms. I have no idea what they all mean. But you know what? After I have to fight to learn it. So I'm the ignorant. I'm blissful. I will learn it. And it makes all of us move forward. Production numbers always go up when we start out ignorant. How about that? That's a good thing that's a great thing to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So any of our viewers, send us an email. Let us know if you've ever struggled with ignorance. And either of us can help you. Either of us, both of us can help you take that maybe issue that you have and moving forward with it. So
yeah, I would love to know some stories about how ignorance was bliss for some people. So like it's always fun for me, at least. Like I'm a very futuristic person, but I love like looking back and you're like, wow, like I did that. Like, that's what I was doing back then, but it worked at the time, you know?
Yeah.
Ignorance was bliss.
Yeah. I think when you don't know every step, you form your own trail.
Yes.
You know, and when you follow your own trail, it's way more beautiful than when you are doing exactly what whoever does.
100%.
Yeah. I think both of us approach our businesses with our own method anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so call that ignorance, call that brilliance, whatever you want to call it, it's working.
Indeed.
And, yeah.
So
Casey and Catherine are here.
the ignorantly blissful people. Oh my. So speaking of things working, I'm really interested in discussing our next topic because we're talking about hiring the person you hate and essentially how that works. So stay tuned for our next episode of Wits and Brains, and we will tell you why you need to hire the person that you hate. So thank you for joining us today. It is Catherine and Casey with Wits and Brains.